Shalom, Yasharallah. This is your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHIM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHIM, Brakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So real quick, I just want to do a real quick lesson as we get an update, as we rolling around here on Monday, as we starting to see things so-called open back up and things like that, and just seeing the effects of these things taking place over the whole U.S. It started in one state where they started shutting down things, but now you got multiple states following suit. Where now where I am in Florida, the kids were out for spring break. I believe this is the week that they're out for spring break, but nevertheless they're telling the kids that, hey, you're gonna be out a little bit longer than that. And even in some places they're debating on whether or not to how do they say, go ahead and cancel the rest of the school year out, man. All right, so hey, like we've been telling you about these things, a lot of people thought this was far-fetched, but hey, it's all happening. Now everybody is being forced to recognize, the judgment that's being put forth, from the Most High on this here place, man, and globally, ultimately. All right, it's like I've been reiterating in a couple different lessons. You don't have to be infected with the coronavirus, you know what I'm saying, for this to affect you. Again, with the school shutting down, all right, you have some young kids that, with them going to school, that helps you out a lot, and through, with your day, you can go to work or whatever, whatnot, while your kids are at school. You don't have to worry about that or so on and so forth. But now they're going to be at home, and it's possibly, they could be out of school for the rest of the school year, but nevertheless, you have to find somebody to watch your kids. What happens, they're talking about different places where they're shutting down, or they don't want them to have more than 50% of occupancy. A lot of these restaurants are now only doing delivery only or carry out only, all right, where you're not able to dine in. And some people might think, oh, well, we just can't go out to eat. Well, what about those people who work in those restaurants, as a job, They're not able to, these are the first people to start to feel the wave of not being able to go to work. You have those people, some people at airports and things like that, a lot of these factories and so on and so forth, which is stopping a lot of production. All right. Ultimately, like I said, man, people aren't able to pay their bills, because they're not going to work, But, and in another way you're affected, like, hell, I was thinking about this, I happened to go into Walmart over the weekend for something that wasn't pertaining to all this stuff, but I wound up going to Walmart at the time I normally go, late at night or whatever, whatnot. And I was like, damn, what's up with all these people? This is the most people I've ever seen in Walmart, But lo and behold, that's what they were stocking up on, But then come to find out, we have a grocery store line that's down here in Florida. I don't know if it's in other places, but it's called Publix. They had a sign up saying that they're going to start closing at 8 p.m., all right, until further notice, so that they can basically clean the store, disinfect the store, so on and so forth, And I believe Walmart's about to start closing at 11 p.m. now, so you can't even go to Walmart after 11 p.m. because I remember in another video I even said that, I'm like, well, if you go after 11 p.m., that's when they start stocking the shelves. So if they ever run out of shit, you can you can pretty much get it off the cart as they're bringing it out, after 11 p.m. But now they're saying that, hey, look, we're gonna start shutting the doors at 11 p.m. And for the time being, the workers will still be working in normal shifts, but the stores themselves will be closed, So as and also a lot of these sporting events, major places like casinos and things like that, are closing down, So, again, 2 or 3 weeks ago, a lot of these Americans was over here laughing and kiki and all, about this here thing because it was over in China. But now it's coming over here to America, and you still have some of these proud people walking around, oh, I ain't gonna get sick or whatever, whatnot. But like I said, man, hey, now look what happened now. You can't go to work. You know what I'm saying? Because why? Your job might be shut down. Your kids can't go to school. Your kids might be, sitting at home from now until, the beginning of the next school year or whatever, whatnot, So, you might not never know what's going on, and them sitting up in the house for so long, you're going to have to try to figure out what's going on with the kids. All these scenarios are happening right now, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse, The stock market is crashing even further down, you know what I'm saying? And, well, like scripture also say, victuals shall be so good cheap, they should think themselves in a good case. In fact, let me go ahead and grab that real quick. Was it 9? No, it was 15. So, like, give me a second. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 21, it says, Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves in a good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And dealing with this one thing, I want to bring this here out over the oil prices, the oil war, Well, a lot of people are seeing these things on the news or whatever, whatnot. They don't quite understand what's going on, and yet and still they starting to actually see cheaper gas prices at the pumps, which, yeah, for the so-called consumer, at a point, this is going to be a good thing for you. Gas is going to be a lot cheaper for you, but what's really being affected is the fact that of the oil companies themselves, So I'll give you, I think I gave this example before in a prior video. These American oil companies, right? Let's just say that they have to sell their oil for, let's say $20 will make them break even, right? $25, they'll make a $5 profit, right? Now, what basically, as an example, what Russia and Saudi Arabia is doing is selling their oil at, let's just say, $10, right? So now, if you were the consumer, not like you go into the gas station to buy oil, but if you were one of these other countries that's buying oil, you got to go to one of these oil-producing countries or whatever, whatnot, who would you rather buy the oil from? Somebody that's selling it for $25 a barrel, or would you want to go and buy it from somebody who's selling it for $10 a barrel? Of course, you're going to go to the person with the $10 a barrel, right? Now, not only is that going to drive down the sales of American oil, which they've been, had the upper hand with the fracking and shale oil and things like that, because these other nations, Russia and Saudi Arabia mainly, are selling their oil at a lot cheaper price. It's going to drive a lot more people to go buy oil from over there, right? But not only that, like I said, America, let's just say hypothetically, they need to sell their oil for $25 to make a profit, $20 to make to break even. They can pay all their overhead, their bills, their employees, and so on and so forth. It will cost them $20 to do that, right? Now, again, Saudi Arabia and Russia, let's just say they're selling their oil for $10. Again, America can't even afford to open the doors to their plants, because if they do, it's going to cost them $20 just to run the lights, the generators, pay the employees, and so on and so forth. Their overhead just for being in business, all right, is $20. Well, nobody's going to buy their oil for $25 when they can go and buy it for $10 at other places. All right. So, right now, the reason you're starting to see cheaper oil gas prices is because of the fact that, well, America's sitting on this here oil that they're not really selling to nobody. It's like, well, fuck it, we'll buy our own oil. That's why you also see in Donald Trump talking, so we're going to take advantage of this here situation and buy up more oil for our reserves. Really, they just not selling more. I mean, you already got the oil. All right. The problem is you can't sell none of your own oil. So what are they trying to tell you? Oh, we're going to sell it basically to ourselves, or we're going to stockpile more of our reserves. But ultimately, this is a business that you have to be able to start selling things, It's like you have a clothing store, The object is to get a shipment of clothing in and to sell them to your customers, right? Yeah, of course, you may take one outfit or whatever, whatnot, and put it on the mannequin. Or if you got shoes, you're going to put it up on display. But, you got this certain outfit, you know what I'm saying? You got one different outfit. Let's say it's a blue shirt and blue pants, right? That's the outfit. Because you're not selling any of these outfits anymore, you know what I'm saying? Everything is going down. You're not going to sit there and take these outfits that's on a shelf, for people to look through and try on the different sizes, whatever, whatnot, and start putting them on mannequins, all right? Because for the most part in stores, the mannequin is the last one and that size for it to be taken. Most of the time people go in the store to look for something, or, you're buying shoes. The display one is the last one you're going to want to pick it up because they have more stock in the back. Well, you don't wait, you know what I'm saying? You don't have just because none of your stock in the back is moving, you don't just put more and more of the stock in the back on display. Just like, well, we got, less in the back room now. No, that's not really doing anything for your business. You're just moving it around and you still have your own same stuff, So let me read this here again. It says, 2nd Ezra 16 and 21, Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in a good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And so right now, this is what you have going on right now, sword. All right, you got these wars, rumors of wars. Not just that, you have like the coronavirus, the pestilence and things going on, famines. All right, you have the locust plague going across the earth right now. All right, and great confusion. The stock market crashing, coronavirus again. People don't know what's going on with this and that. Things are closing down. People are not going to know where they're going to get their next paycheck from, when the next time they go into work, and so on and so forth. All these things are happening at the same time right now. It's this mass confusion and hysteria right now. All right, so let me get back to where I was reading from. This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 18. It says, And it said, Behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. And ultimately, this is the time that we're living in right now. For a long time, people thought that oh, God don't exist, because if God exists, all this would be happening, judgment would be happening, so on and so forth, you know. But there was a time for the Gentiles to be fulfilled where the wicked would be on the earth would be given into the hand of the wicked, and they, you know, they would have their time for a season. All right. It says, and it said, behold, the day is come that I will begin to draw nigh to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and to begin to make inquisition of them what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and with the affliction of Zion be fulfilled. All right. So now it's going to be the point in time where the Most High is about to start judging not only Esau but these other nations for putting their hand on his children, you know, the children of Israel. All right. Verse 20. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished. All right. So now we have the world as we see it now, you know, the everyday goings of this here earth, you know. Now you start to see all these things come to a halt, especially with this here coronavirus, you know. Every night of the week they have a club that's open, people partying 24 hours a day. Walmart is normally open. Kids normally are in school at this point in time. Concerts and shows are always going on. Sporting events are constantly going on. But guess what? All these things are coming to a halt, man. So this here world is starting to vanish away. The normal world, as you know, it is vanishing away, you know. It says, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. And the books is talking about what? The breakdowns of these here scriptures. You know, you can go to Revelation chapter 5, Revelation chapter 14, Ezekiel 2, Ezekiel 3, and Ezekiel 37, where, you know, YAHAWASHI was the only one that was able to loose the seals and get the breakdowns in the scriptures. He gave it to the 144,000, which was that song that no man could learn. All right, the Most High said, look, eat this here roll that I give thee, all right, and it's going to be sweet in your mouth and bitter in your belly, and go and hear the words of my mouth, and give the children of Israel a warning from me, you know. So, you know, ultimately these here books are being opened before the firmament. What's the firmament? You know, up in the sky where the satellites are. You know, we put these videos up on the internet and so on and so forth. So the breakdowns in this here truth is going forth over the YouTube, mainly over the internet. All right. Verse 21, and the children of a year old shall speak with their voice, and women with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And that's what you're starting to see right now, whereas you go inside these stores and there's an empty aisle where it used to be toilet paper, cleaning supplies, and sanitation supplies, and all these different things. You know, all these different storehouses are becoming empty, you know. All the little so-called doctors' medical masks and everything like that. All these things are flying off the shelf right now, you know. Everybody was just in a good case the other day, you know, a couple of weeks ago. People was going out and buying their alcohol, their liquor, their drugs, or whatever, whatnot. Now people are starting to see what the necessities are, and they're starting to run to the stores to go find those things. But they're finding all the shelves that are empty inside these stores, you know. It's to the point now to where a lot of these stores are putting up limits on these items that you can get. All right, you can only get 3 cases of water. You can only get 3 rolls of toilet paper. You can only get, you know, 2 or 3 of these, and so on and so forth, you know. Let me read that again. Verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. All right. And the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And the trumpet shall give a sound. And when every man heareth it, they shall suddenly be afraid. But what is that trumpet? You know, first and foremost, you know, you have, you know, what we're telling you was coming to pass. All right. With these prophecies. And ultimately, those that are wise enough to understand what's going on, you know what I'm saying, being the elect. But then you also have, you know, the elites of these nations, well, basically, if Esau eat them, they know what's going on. You know, the devil's come down to you having a short, or devils come down to you having great wrath, because you know he has but a short time, you know. But nevertheless, it says, let me go back up. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. And also right now, with what the things that's going on with the coronavirus, that's one major scare that's got a lot of people flipping out right now. You got the stock market crashing. That's another major scare that's got people flipping out right now. People's jobs closing down. That's another scare. You know, a food shortage, and so on and so forth. You know, now all these people are afraid, left and right. You know, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Verse 24, and at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those things that dwell therein. On the springs of the fountains they shall stand still, and in 3 hours it shall not run. All right, so look, you're going to have neighbors fighting against each other, friends fighting with each other, all right, over what? The last little bit of what everybody has, you know. They may have the last little first aid kit, the last roll of toilet paper, the last thing of food, the last vaccine or whatever, whatnot, you know. They're going to be looking at their children and their own self, their wives, their husbands, or whatever, whatnot. They're going to have to do whatever they got to do to basically ensure their survival, more or less to say, you know. So just because they're your buddy or whatever, whatnot, these are just the biggest threats, because they know what's all in your house. They know kind of weaponry you got, and they know how hard it would be to go and take that house down, you know. Verse, let me read down 28. 25, it says, whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation in the end of your world. You know, like the scripture also say, he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. Verse 26, and men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, and the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning. All right, you know, because, hey, in the twinkling of an eye, you know, we're going to want it being changed. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. And that's the times we live in now, you know. Because, again, people hadn't had these breakdowns for so long, but now these breakdowns, you know, the breakdowns been out for a while, who the Israelites, so on and so forth. But it was after 2007 where this here thing started flooding out, and more of the elect started waking up, you know. Verse 28 again, it says, and for faith it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared. And that's you know, you know, how do I say, the fruitful of the Most High servants, more or less to say. You see more and more of the elect being raised up, and not only that, they're being fruitful and they're gaining fruit by going out and teaching on the highways and the byways, drawing in more, you know. So I'm gonna grab one more. We're gonna close out. This is in the book of this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12. I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, remember now thy creator in the day of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt have no pleasure in them. You know, right now, you know, hey, right now, you know, you're really playing with the Most High if you're still on the line trying to figure out what you're going to do, you know, because the Most High is sending forth this here judgment right now as we speak, man. All right, yeah, the elect's going to be scarcely saved, but if you still toting that line, man, hey, man, you really decreasing your chances of making it. Verse 2, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, or the clouds return after the rain, and days when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and they that look out of the window are broken, are darkened. Salat. But nevertheless, going into this here grind and cease, let me keep going. Verse 4, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of grinding is low. So with the grind and cease and the grinding is low, is talking about what? Businesses shutting down, you know. So you can have grind the how to say, the grinding is low, is dealing with a lot of these businesses now. You know, I have a lot of these restaurants like, well, we still open, but you can only come in and pick up food right now. You know, your Applebee's or whatnot. Let's just say, no, we don't have any dine-ins right now. We only have takeouts. You know, so they're starting to slow down. You know, a lot of these other places are starting to be actually shut down, man. Again, a lot of these jobs or whatnot. You know, they all being shut down. So what? You know, the grinding is ceasing. The grinding is becoming low in the streets. You know, all these jobs are starting to shrivel up real quick, you know, and now people aren't, you know, they're not going to be able to financially keep themselves afloat, you know, which is going to cause another problem. All right. Verse 5, and also when they shall be afraid of that which is on high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail, because the man goeth into his long home, and the mourners go into the streets. And that's ultimately the time that we're living in right now, where you having these people, like I said, my day-to-day now, you seeing the people's countenance starting to change, man. Like, you know, I deal with a lot of these elderly Edomites and things like that in my job. And just now the conversation that they're having is, oh, the coronavirus, and I'm scared with this and I'm scared with that, so on and so forth. You know, a lot of these people are just suggesting to stay in the house. They staying in the house. They ain't going nowhere. You know, in which ultimately, you know, these proud people now are starting to be like, oh, shit, we now, you know, starting to get touched by these here plagues. Just like in Egypt, man. You know, those Egyptians, you know, a good movie to watch is that Exodus, what is it called? Exodus, Gods and Kings or something like that, where the Egyptians was all super proud, and then the plague started coming, and then they was so overwhelmed with all these different plagues, they was just like, you know, just get the hell up out of here. Go, 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 go. Y'all are causing all these things, you know. But ultimately, that's what's going to ultimately happen again here, you know. They're going to start blaming all these things on us, and then they, you know, we're going to ultimately try to come and persecute us, you know. Oh, y'all, since y'all was out here talking about this and so on and so forth, especially once they see our countenance towards this, all right, because why? Let me grab that. We'll close out with that. This is Isaiah 65:13. Therefore, thus saith Yahawah power, behold, my servant shall eat, but you shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but you shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but you shall be ashamed. All right, so going into that, the men of the Lord gonna be over here eating, man. They're gonna be drinking and they're gonna be all right. You know, everybody else is gonna be out there starving and stuff, man. Looking for food, looking for water. All right, verse 14, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but you shall cry for sorrow of heart and shall howl for vexation of spirit. So right now, again, this is going to be one of the turning points where they're going to start bringing out that persecution. When they see us rejoicing and giving all praise to the Most High, when all these things start happening, these bad things start happening, they're going to be like, man, that ain't funny. My kid died from that, or my wife died from that, or whatever it is. You know, I'm sick from that. Then they're going to look at us as if we the ones that caused all this, if we're the ones that spread this. No, it ain't us. We just, you know, thankful that the Most High is actually bringing down this judgment on our enemies, man. All right, we finally seen the Lord bringing this judgment upon those that hate not only him, the Most High, but also hate us as Israelites. You know, this is a beautiful time that we're living in. But hey, you know, we'll continue to watch all this and see where it goes. You know, how much more they start closing things down. You know, and how far they close these things down. Like I said, they have talks about, you know, I believe it was a couple of days ago before they actually officially cut off the schools and a lot of these other establishments. They was talking about it like, well, we wouldn't want to, but worst scenario, we would suggest, you know, we would think about the possibility of shutting down schools. We would think about the possibility of doing this and that. You know, 2-3 days later, lo and behold, look what they wound up doing. You know, they was like, well, we'll just extend it to after spring break, see how it goes. Well, we're gonna go a little bit longer after that. Well, we might go to the end of the school year now. You know, so just think about how that's gonna disrupt all these different things, man. All right, but nevertheless, you know, these are the times that we should be rejoicing in, man. These are the times we should be thankful for, because these are the times we pray for, and these are the times we look for, man. Now the Lord is actually bringing this here destruction. Hey, man, ultimately, you know, we looking for the RFID chip to be pushed and implemented, World War III, and salvation, man. We almost up out of here with these things. So that's why it's a joyous thing unto the men of the Lord right now, because we know that our salvation is closer than what we believe. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal YAHAWAH, BAHASHIM YAHAWASHI, BAHASHIM RAKAKWADASH. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and that root well. And salutation and much love for you. I can pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong and shalom.